That night, after getting ready, I slip into my bed. And then, just as I'm nodding off into the abyss of slumber... Huh? I hear an electronic beep and I'm forced back to consciousness. That noise... A message! I jump up and grab the cell phone. The message light is flashing. What is it this time? We're making good progress with the shards, so I hope this isn't bad news. I press a few buttons on the phone and open the mailbox. Do you wish to know Yamato? The words appear on the screen. Huh? Do I wish to know Yamato? We've only gotten the directions for finding the fragments before. Why am I getting a message about Yamato? My mind clears a bit as I try to puzzle out the answer. I was talking with him a little while ago in his room. Could it be? The conclusion sends chills running down my spine. Could it be that the master of the manor can hear everything we do and say? If this message is about continuing what we were talking about, it means all of the rooms are being watched. This manor has always been creepy. I shudder involuntarily at this uncomfortable new possibility. Now that I think about it, this is the first time one of the messages has been a question. Am I supposed to reply? Do I want to know about him? Or not? A feeling, not unlike the one I felt when he almost touched me, rises within me once again. Of course I want to know more about him, but I've got a really bad feeling about this. Alright, I've been wanting to do this for ages, it feels like. I want to know more. Nevertheless, I do want to know more. Maybe the master would know something about Yamato's brother. I can't be afraid. I have to respond now. As I stare into the screen, the message tone pings once again. Surprised, I almost dropped the cell phone. I reposition it in my hands and open the new message. There's a picture this time. It's... Okay, same picture. The message has a picture of two small boys attached. They're wearing matching uniforms and standing side by side. One of them is holding a soccer ball, and it gives me the impression that he's a lively kid. The other looks irritated and not at all happy about having his picture taken. This one is Yamato, right? It looks like him. And the one next to him is... I feel like I've seen him somewhere. A well-formed brow and sharp eyes. Thin lips pursed in a tight line. The annoyed boy is... Hikage? It has to be! They look identical! If they're both in the same picture, does that mean they used to know each other? Could it be... they're... brothers? I say it aloud, and finally comprehension dawns on me. Yeah, they do look like brothers! Yamato said he had a twin brother that looks and acts totally different from him. And that brother is... Hikage? Huh? But didn't he say his brother was hospitalized? Hikage looks completely fine to me.
Ooh!
What was that? I hear a loud scream from outside. Suddenly I hear loud banging noises and rough footsteps passing by my door. That was Yamato! Did something happen? I hastily rush out of my room and see everyone else opening their doors in the same way.
That voice! What was that?
Beats me. Sounded like Yamato. Seems pretty serious, too.
I cast a cautious look around the area, but I see no evidence of any kind of accident. He was screaming really loudly. Could he have been attacked by something?
The footsteps ran downstairs. After him.
We find him just outside the hideout. The late night air is cold like the middle of winter. A shadowy figure leans on a pillar, its head hanging.
What's with the noise? Do you know what time it is? People were trying to sleep.
It's dangerous out here. Why don't we hurry back in? Hey, are you listening, Yamato? If something's up, we can talk. Just head back inside for now.
Yamato? What's wrong? His body hangs limp, like a broken marionette as he stares into the floor. As he recoils in distress, I try to get closer to him.
I did it.
Huh?
I did it. To him. Ugh.
He mutters incoherently over and over. What's he talking about? He's been acting strange for a while now. At that moment, the sound of wings hits my ears. Black butterflies softly flutter past. As if they had found sweet nectar, they float without hesitation and stop at the choker wrapped around Yamato's upper chest.
I killed him.
Though distracted by the butterflies, I hear his voice quite clearly. Huh? Killed?
Beni, get back!
Kaguya? Why?
Ah!
Ah! Kaguya grabs my arm and pulls me towards him. As I'm pulled away, I see it. Oh, my poor boy. With a frightful roar, Yamato's body begins to transform. Black stains appear on his skin in mottled patches and quickly spread to his whole body. His nails grow, turning jet black down to their tips. What's going on? The creature that was once Yamato has become a shadowy black beast. A vast number of butterflies appear and begin to swarm around him.
Whoa, hold up! What's the deal? Why'd he turn into a monster?
I'm unable to go to him. I can only stand in place, utterly dumbstruck. My brain refuses to accept the reality before me. Despite it happening right before my eyes, I can't help but feel as though I'm watching something taking place far, far away. Yamato? The creature in front of me swings its head from side to side as if trying to shake off its anguish. It then turns and runs off somewhere into the distance.
What was that?
I stand frozen, staring into the depths of the hallway Yamato disappeared into. Without uttering a single word, I stand dazed, as if my soul has been ripped out. Then I hear footsteps from behind, drawing close. Are you hurt?
You!
Usagi? Did you see what happened just now? What happened to Yamato? Grasping at straws, I rush to Usagi, pelting her with questions. She might be the only one who knows what's going on.
Beni, calm down.
As Kaguya grasps my shoulders, I realize that they are trembling. Yamato's soul has become steeped in despair. What does that mean? I will explain. My poor boy gave into despair and turned into a beast. Don't you think this manor's mysterious? It's completely different from where you used to live. Doesn't it feel like you've come to some distant world? After we return to the hideout, Usagi begins to talk.
Yeah, duh. You ought to know, given how we got here.
If you're going to explain, get to the point.
Okay. I'll be as direct as possible. Okay, so I think we can skip through most of this. This is explaining, like, the space between life and death. Does she get back to Yamato at some point? Okay, there we go. I believe you saw Yamato transform. That monster was once a human. She hangs her head, her small voice quavering. I feel as though sadness washes over her expressionless mask.
Normally, when people pass on, they lose their memories upon entering the in-between. And as time passes, they lose their face, their body, and become nothing more than their bare soul, so that they might begin their journey to the afterlife. But those with a strong fixation on the world of the living, or those who somehow regain their memories, are unable to escape this space. With no end in sight, they live on here for all eternity. They grow tired, they fall into despair, and then they transform into those terrible monsters. They head to a different destination, the total opposite of the afterlife, a place called the Abyss.
The Abyss?
Souls who lose all hope become monsters, and the end of that journey lies in the depths of darkness. That is the Abyss.
But if we get our memories back, we can't leave this place. Doesn't that mean we should make sure we don't get them back?
I'm not sure how to explain this.
Okay, so then we go back to the afterlife stuff. I can't believe it. Okay, so about souls. Black ones take you to the abyss, white ones to the afterlife. The master is nearer than you think. Okay, actually, she mentioned Yamato again, just briefly. Yeah. It's like one scene back, but... Do we have to kill Yamato too?
If he has taken a shard, yes.
My hands start to tremble at the sound of my own terrible words. It's not that I didn't hesitate at all before now. It's that we laughed and smiled together up until yesterday, and now we have to kill him? I can't do this!
Yamato aside, I didn't have as many qualms about killing the other monsters since their faces were hidden behind masks. But the guilt at seeing someone's face when you take their life,
Hikage! That's not the problem here.
As I said earlier, along with their memories, their faces are also lost. Perhaps because they can't accept that fact, they hide what's left with the masks inside the manor. Either way, those preparing to descend into the abyss cannot be saved.
But... Usagi still has her face and memories, right? How is she different from the others?
So what? In the end, we've gotta kill the monsters and gather the shards so we can come back to life, yeah? Meaning what we have to do hasn't changed. I'm a little skeptical of the idea that we can go back to our old lives, though.
After nodding her silent assent, Usagi continues speaking. Okay, then talking about cognition. And then she's gone. And we're left in thundering despondency. So there you go. We thought it would all make sense once we talked to the girl who called herself a servant of the Master. But now the fog has lifted, and all that awaits us is a bottomless chasm. The fathomless gloom stretches its maw open, waiting to swallow us whole. Hearing her explanation, ringing in our ears like some kind of cruel fairy tale, all we can do is wallow in our confusion. As time passes, I'm still not fully able to accept the things she said. It's not that I'm not convinced by them. The handguns that appear in our hands, incomprehensible monsters, an inescapable manner. If I can believe that they're all due to the strangeness of this in-between world, I'm able to comprehend these things. Or maybe it makes more sense to say that without that reality-defying reasoning, all of it would be utterly inexplicable.
Huh. If we're buying what she said, it means we've all already died once.
indeed. It's a little hard to swallow, but a part of me seems to recognize the truth.
how did we die? An accident? Illness?
Who knows? We haven't gotten that part of our memories yet.
No, not yet. If my memory of reality returns, I won't be able to move on to the afterlife. But she also said that I'll need my memory if I want to come back to life. If that's true, maybe it would be better to not remember anything and wait until I disappear. But I want to go back to reality. I'm not exactly dead yet, so I can go back, right? I can still see my family again. I wonder if the others feel the same way. Oh. I sit down on the sofa and curl my hands into my lap. As I gaze at them, a thought drifts back into my mind.
What's wrong?
Oh, I got a message from the master earlier. It had a picture of Yamato attached.
Why would the master send you a picture of Yamato?
And while we're on the subject, this master guy sure seems like a rotten dude. I get the feeling he's a fan of screwing with people.
That picture. Could it have something to do with what happened to Yamato? Can I take a look at it?
Sure, but, Hokage was in the picture with Yamato. I wonder if it's okay to show it to him.
Why are you hesitating? What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything. It's just that, do you actually want to get your memories back and return to reality?
Of course. That's what we've been working so hard to do all along.
Okay, I was going to do more of this, but this is mostly Hokage being like, oh, it's my brother, so I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. Okay. So... Alright, now she's thinking about him more. So... let's go here. Okay. I knew she had, like, a bit of an inner monologue about Yamato, but couldn't remember exactly where it is, so here we go. Shutting the door as I return to my room, I collapse back onto it. I wonder if Yamato got the playground picture too. Did he remember some dark memory from deep within the sea of oblivion? Was that what made him transform into that monster? I also find myself wondering about the things he said right before he lost himself. What could have happened to him? I was the last person he saw. If I had only looked a little closer, I would have noticed something. Once you've become a monster, can you really never turn back? I feel suffocated, like my lungs aren't pumping enough oxygen through my body. Worry, unrest, sadness, regret. Was it my fault? I feel an intense pain in my heart as I'm bombarded by an onslaught of emotions. Suddenly, in the midst of my suffering, a thought bubbles to the surface. Alright. Well, I know what this one's gonna be. Can Yamato really not turn back? Isn't there some way to turn Yamato back to normal? Although before we worry about that, we have to track him down wherever he disappeared off to. All I can think about is the sight of Yamato becoming a monster right in front of us. Usagi must have seen it happen to other people before. Next time I see her, I'm going to ask if there's some kind of way to fix him. After resolving to speak to Usagi on the matter, I decide to go to bed. Usagi, my sister, I need your guidance once again. Please help me. I can hear the rain. Like a tide of rushing water, the sound of drops furiously pelting the ground washes over me. Having heard this sound every day for so long, I've started to notice something. Day in and day out, the rain always drums out the same melody as it hits the ground. After a light rain shower, a violent storm sets in. After raging wildly for some time, it passes, leaving only the pleasant sound of raindrops plinking in its wake. Night after night, this cycle repeats. But tonight, the rain is quiet. Just as I've started to doze off, a creeping sense of discomfort causes my eyes to open. Suddenly, I feel as if someone is next to me. Okay. You're a little fadey, which is interesting. Is someone there? Who? Though I try to speak, the only thing that comes out is the sound of air escaping my throat. I can only make out the vague shape of a person, and I desperately try to call out to it. What? I can't quite hear what the person is saying. The voice is low and raspy, yet somehow familiar. I close my eyes once more. I try to focus my awareness on the sound in the room, but can only hear the usual violent rainfall. Manshiro, have you had the ability to transmit thoughts across the void before? I mean, not across the void, but, across the mansion before, and this is the first time you've done that? Well, that was something I wasn't expecting. Oh, was I dreaming? I felt like somebody was standing right there, but it must have been a dream. The strength now sapped from my body, I am lured into ever more fathomless depths. And before I know it, I've plunged once more into the abyss of sleep. I mean, I figured we were going to get some time with Manshiro, because he's our boy's brother, but that was unexpected. Okay, I need to go back out to the flow chart. There's a short story we're supposed to watch at this point that's been unlocked. There we go. Friendly Quarrel. That's what we need to be watching now, so we'll go and do that. My friend Takuya and I have been together since we were kids, but he's always so mean. We got along fine when we were younger. Recently, he started to change. He pulls on my hair and calls me a tomboy. He never does that to the other girls. Why does he only do it to me? I ask him why he's always so mean to me, but he just denies it. It's 'cause he likes you, girl. I want to get along better with him. What can I do to make us get along the way we used to? I think long and hard about this. Ow! After saying goodbye to my friends, something hits me from behind while I'm walking home. What was that? I turn around and see a soccer ball rolling away from me. Rude.
Man, you're slow. You can't even dodge a ball.
Takuya runs up to me and pulls the ball towards himself with his foot. Why did you do that? You could have hurt me!
Your fault for not watching out.
Despite me yelling at him, he just grins and laughs.
Ugh! If you're gonna be like that, I'm not talking to you anymore!
I stomp off on my own, but Takuya keeps following behind me.
Hey, come on. Don't just run off by yourself.
It's because you're always such a jerk to me.
What are you talking about? I'm not a jerk.
Well, I think you are.
Shut up. Man, victim complex much?
Dang, how old are you, man? How do you know about victim complex?
Victim complex? What are you talking about?
You think you're being bullied when you aren't.
In that case, I don't have a victim complex because you are most definitely mean to me.
I am not.
Takuya kicks his soccer ball in annoyance.
Why are you so angry?
Because of you.
Me?
You're so selfish. I'm done talking to you.
Selfish? Like you can talk? Ugh, I'm going home.
Do what you want.
Now kiss, you two. Despite what he says.
Why are you still following me?
You're the one walking on the same route as me.
My house is this way.
So's mine.
thought your house was the other way.
Shut up already! I've got something to do today!
She called you out on it.
Why is he yelling so much?
Takuya is always so confrontational. It doesn't matter what I say, he'll always want to argue with me.
All I want to do is have a normal conversation. Does he really not like me?
I continue walking in silence. Takuya starts to mumble in an irritated way.
Hey, say something.
What do you want me to talk about? I can't just come up with something on the spot.
Uh-huh.
We keep on walking in silence. Ugh, this is so awkward. You guys have just had awkward silences your entire life. I want to talk to him, but I don't feel like dealing with him being mean to me again.
Come on, say something.
I already told you, I can't think of anything to talk about. Why don't you say something?
I can't think of anything either. That's why I'm asking you.
He's got nothing to talk about, so it falls to me? He's so bossy. Is there something he wants to talk to me about? I really don't understand Takuya anymore. Just as that thought pops into my head.
Hey, a shooting star!
He yells loudly, pointing at the sky.
Huh? No way! Where?
I snap my head up to look where he's pointing. Instinctively, I try to think of something to wish for. I should have known better, though. It's still dusk. There's no way he could have seen a shooting star.
Ha, gotcha!
Ah!
Takuya yanks my handbag away from me.
Hey, give that back!
Nya, nya, catch me if you can!
Wait! Ah!
I go to chase after him, but fail to notice the soda can by my foot. I trip over it and tumble to the ground.
Ow!
Oh!
Takuya notices that I've fallen and gingerly walks over to me.
Are you okay?
I glare at him from the ground. The guilt on his face tells me he knows that he took things a little too far.
I'm still not gonna forgive you.
It doesn't look like you're bleeding.
He squats down and inspects my knees. He sounds relieved that I wasn't hurt.
Well, I'm sorry. I kinda went overboard. Here's your bag.
He practically throws my handbag back to me, and I pick it up without a word. What have I done to him to deserve this? I keep feeling more and more angry. I shoot a savage look at Takuya.
Come on, don't look at me like that.
He looks flustered, a far cry from his earlier swagger. I do believe that he's worried about me. That doesn't mean I forgive him, though. I keep my lips sealed tight and glare over at him.
I'm really sorry. Come on, say something. Hey, don't ignore me.
I don't want to talk to you right now, Takuya.
I turn my back to him and he groans. I do feel a tiny bit sorry for him, but I stand my ground. I'm just not ready to forgive him yet.
Fine.
He stands straight up and tosses the soccer ball.
Oh!
As the ball starts to drop, he kicks it up into the air and then starts to bounce it up and down on his knee. Each time, it flies into the air but comes back down right where it started.
Wow, that's amazing!
I forget my anger and gaze at him in awe. Nice. Girls like cool soccer tricks. This'll work.
What do you think?
He grins when he notices that I'm watching, then kicks the ball up into the air again.
Is that a soccer thing?
You don't know what lifting is? You really are a dummy.
I don't know anything about soccer at all. So, that thing you're doing is called lifting?
Yeah, and when I become a famous pro soccer player, you can brag to people about the day I showed you my skills.
He sends the ball flying even higher. Instead of catching it with his knee again, he jumps up and catches the ball with his head.
Wow, you might actually be able to go pro!
Obviously, that's why I told you I would. I'm gonna be famous.
I can't wait to see it. Will you be on TV?
Of course, I'll be famous.
Takuya stops the ball with his feet, then gives me a very self-satisfied smirk as he rubs under his nose with his index finger.
I'm gonna dribble the ball all the way home, Follow me!
Hey, wait for me, Takuya!
He kicks the ball off and runs off after it. I hurry along after him. Neither of us was able to be honest about our feelings, and we didn't know how to make up with each other. We're both clumsy in our own way, but the soccer ball helps us bury the hatchet. I hope we can have a normal conversation like this again tomorrow. So normal. That thought in my mind, I take off at full speed after Takuya.